Hello again and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is Jesse here, and I am back again for another iOS accessible game video. This time we're taking a look at a little mobile RPG called Grim Tides. Apparently, I don't remember what the game was formerly named, but apparently they went through a recent name change. And this is the base game of a larger game. There's I want to say it's like a $5 in-app purchase to unlock like the full story. And, there's no ads or anything like that. So that's a really nice thing. I have not bought the full game yet, but, depending on how far I get in this version of it, I may consider that, especially to support the developer, them making an accessible game and all. And again, before I go any further, I do also want to mention while this game is pretty voiceover accessible, I think there is still a little bit of voiceover jank in a few areas. There's some parts that aren't really clear, or there's places I think that a totally blind player might get stuck or might be confused because there's some things that I think need to be improved to make the app really work fully, and I'll explain those as we go. So I would say if you are an advanced VoiceOver user, you may be able to figure out most of it, but there's a few areas that I think really do need to be addressed to make the game fully playable. But I'm still labeling this as an accessible game because it is mostly there, I think, and, I think with further updates, we will see further improvements on that. So, that being said, let's open up the game and try it out.
Grim Tides. Double tap to
Grim Tides. Okay, so, like I said, this is a mobile RPG, and fairly recently on the channel I covered a game called Dungeons and Such. That one was pretty much a pure, you build up your stuff in town and then you go deeper into a dungeon, kind of like Diablo or something. This one is more of you have multiple dungeons that you unlock over time after you gain enough levels and do stuff and finish quests and everything. But the thing I like about this is it's not just battles. When you go back to town or when you go into a dungeon, you're going to be exploring the actual dungeon map, and yes, you will have battles, but you'll also, when you run onto certain squares, encounter certain little story events. So you might run into like a wanderer, and you may offer to help them, or you can rob them. You might find a dead body, and you can loot them, or you can give them a proper burial. You might find like a temple here and there. There's shrines, any number of different story type quests that you would find in like an RPG. So I like that, so that it makes, it adds a little bit of story. You'll find some lore documents and things like that as well that kind of add to your overall quest and backstory of the game. So when you start, there are multiple save slots, so if you want to make multiple characters and try different character classes, you can. But there are several character classes that you can choose from. I'm a knight right now, and I just named him Luke because I couldn't think of anything else, and hey, I was doing some Star Wars stuff, so hey, why not? We'll call him Luke. Anyway, we're in town.
Port Farhaven, day 15.
Port Farhaven. So, day 15. Every run that you do into a dungeon, whether you're successful or not, takes up a day. And there's a lot you can do in the town. So, at the top of the screen, the top third or so, you have a picture of your current location.
Streets of Farhaven are bustling with people going about their daily business. Ellipsis, image, and illustration of a group of building next to a body of water.
So there you go. There's your description, and they have people are bustling around, whatever. In your town, you've got 2 columns worth of items that you can choose from. And I'm going to do Explore by Touch here just to go faster.
The Salty Rat, image, black.
So the Salty Rat, that's kind of your tavern. You can get side quests. You can get a drink to improve your morale, which you want to do. You can get your supplies here. These are just general supplies, like when you're wandering around a dungeon, you want to keep your supplies level up. So we'll look at that in a moment.
Smuggler's Den. Image.
Smuggler's Den, this is your shop. Every day when you come back, they have a different loadout of items. Sometimes you'll find different weapons or armor or items in there. You can buy and sell there. I spend a lot of time in there.
This Battle Academy. Image. Black text on a yellow.
Battle Academy, this is where you can buy and upgrade spells and abilities. So you have your magic spells, and then you have certain attack abilities. Think of those like your special attacks, not just your regular attack, but different types of, like I said, spells and attacks. Pretty obvious there.
The Black Anvil. Image. Black
The
text
Black
on a yellow
Anvil, I haven't really played in here yet. I want to, but I'm having trouble getting money. This is where you can upgrade like your armor, your weapon proficiency, all that kind of stuff. And it looks like you don't upgrade per weapon. You have to get certain types of resources for crafting or whatever. And like you can choose, like you're upgrading, let's say your armor, and then your weapons, not per weapon basis, but like, okay, I want more defense, I want more offense, that kind of a thing. At least where I'm at right now, that's the message that I was told earlier.
Grave Concoctions. Image. Black text on a yellow background.
Grave Concoctions, I don't have enough resources or money for that either yet. This is your potion crafting stuff, so you can, if you learn recipes for ingredients, you can make potions and other types of healing items. So again, there's a lot of depth there.
The Arena. Image. Black text on a
The
yellow
arena, once per day, you can also go into the arena, and usually there'll be a couple different types of battles that you can choose to try to fight in. And win or lose, you know, you'll gain or lose morale. If you win, you can get some golden experience points. I've won a few and I've lost a few so far.
Character. Image. Black text on a
Character,
yellow background.
this is your character stats, and this is also where you go to equip and unequip items and weapons.
Journal. Image. Black text on a
Journal,
yellow
here
background.
is your quests. Both your main quests and your side quests or bounties that you get in the tavern. So
Low Harbor. Image. Black
Low
text on a yellow
Harbor, that
background.
is your port, and we're working on some quest to basically build a ship so we can travel elsewhere in the world, but I'm not even close to being able to do any of that stuff yet, so that's going to be a ways further. And
World Map.
World
Image.
Map, this is where you go when you want to leave town and you want to go to dungeons and progress through them. So let's look at a few of these different... I'm going to try to breeze through these so we can get to some of the battles and dungeons. But let's say...
The Salty Rat. Image.
Let's go to the Salty Rat.
Image.
So
Black text on a yellow background. J. Salty
now
Rat.
we have our
Cozy and warm.
picture.
The interior of the Salty Rat is positively bustling with folk of all trades and backgrounds. Image. A group of
So there's your
little tables with
picture.
chairs in front of a fireplace. The barkeep looks at you with barely concealed amusement, grinning from ear to ear at your approach. Ellipsis.
So you get some flavor text. Sometimes they'll ignore you. Sometimes he just kind of glances at you, whatever. Right above that... it doesn't really say this time. Oh, here we go.
Bounties. Stash.
There are some tabs,
Supplies.
and we have a supplies tab, which we're on. That's the one thing I wish that they would say is which one was active. So it could say supplies.
Supplies.
Maybe you could say supplies active or supplies selected. Just to let you know that that is the tab that you're on. Right now, you just have to look below and figure it out.
Bounties.
Bounties, we'll look at that in a moment.
Stash.
And stash, this is where if you have a limited amount of inventory space, but if you get a really cool item that you want to hang on to, you can stop at the tavern and keep it here for later use. So you can free up your inventory but still keep the item. I have a crystal of some sort that is used to upgrade a weapon that I want to put in there because I don't think I have enough other resources to use it yet. So I've put one thing in my stash so far. But on the main
Supplies.
supplies tab, we have...
Buy supplies. 25 for 15 gold. 50/50.
So we can
Image,
buy
black text on yellow
supplies,
background. Buy supplies.
and you want... So I have maximum 50. It tells me that I'm full.
Buy supplies. 25 for 15 gold. 50/50. Image.
So
black text on yellow
50/50.
background.
I'm
Buy
full
supplies,
there.
25. Have a calming drink. Restore to morale for 15 gold. 10/10. Image. Black
So a
text on
10 out
yellow
of 10
background. Have a
morale.
candy expand stash. 10 slots for 500 gold. 50/100.
I would love to
Image.
get that. I would love to have 500 gold to supply... Oh, that's from my stash.
Expand stash. 10 slots for
Oh,
500
okay,
gold.
that's not my inventory. I wonder if there's a skill where I can upgrade my actual inventory, not just my stash. Because that's what I really want. So, bounties.
Bounties.
Again, I'm using my vision and explore by touch so that we don't have to flick 800 times. Again, just the way this works, there are times in this game where if you're a VoiceOver user, I would say that explore by touch is really mandatory, and there are times where flicking actually works better. So, you know, again, it's one of those where you really want to be a proficient VoiceOver user and not just rely on flicking or even explore by touch, but use them both. I mean, I've stressed this in several videos because I know some people, you know, really just use one or the other. And so to really get around this one, I think you really do need both. So we have here, these are kind of like they're side quests, but they're more like things that you're going to do just in general playing the game. So a lot of titles will have these like little side quests where it's like kill so many enemies, collect so many of this thing, and that's what these are. So you choose one of these and you activate them. So
Acquire 1 copper earrings. 22/15. Kill 7 straw effigies. 32/23. Acquire 1 vial of foresight. 45/15.
now the problem with this is it's telling you the rewards, the 45/15. I don't know what those mean. So that's where there's some stuff here that needs to be labeled better. So I'm guessing it's maybe 45 gold and then 15 experience or vice versa. But it really doesn't tell you. Those things really still do need to be labeled. Like, you can still play it and you know you're going to get a reward, but you don't really know what it is going to be if you're a VoiceOver user. Those are a couple things that really do need to be labeled. And when you go into one of these...
Acquire 1 vial of foresight. Reward. 45.
Yeah, see, it just says 45.
15.
And I'm
Collecting the
flicking.
bounty will consume the item.
Okay, collecting the bounty will consume the item, yep.
Collecting the closed. Check mark.
So if I do the check mark, I will accept that quest. And now these other ones are grayed out.
Acquire 1 copper earrings. 22/15.
Again, just like the tabs on the top, I would say having and when I was looking at the like gather supplies or take a drink to improve morale, maybe having an unavailable or some kind of indicator that says, hey, you know, I can't do these anymore. Like, I can see visually these are grayed out because you can only like in this case I can only have so many of these bounties at a time, and when you complete them, then you can add more active bounties to your list, but you have to complete them first. So having some sort of a unavailable indicator when I touch
Kill
these.
7 straw effigies. 32/23.
See, it just says 32/23. It doesn't tell me that I can't activate that right now. If I double tap it, it does nothing. So people are going to wonder, like, well, why didn't it go into the little dialogue? There needs to just overall, when windows open and close and some things need labeling, there's just some polish that really needs to happen for a VoiceOver user to really make sense of this a bit better. Again, if you're a low vision user using VoiceOver, this is actually pretty decent. But if you're trying to do this like with no vision, everything is not really sequential. You know, you have rows and columns and buttons in different places and on different screens. You're going to have to do some, you know, really memorization or exploring the screen to figure out what to do, because there's a lot here. So let's leave this shop.
Image, a black logo.
I'll show you really quick. Okay, now this is another problem that I've encountered. Sometimes when I leave a shop, I get the vibration on VoiceOver, and VoiceOver does nothing. Like, VoiceOver stops responding, and so I have to turn VoiceOver off.
VoiceOver off.
And then I'll turn it back on again.
VoiceOver on.
So if I'm if I'm moving around the screen and nothing is happening, now
Smuggler's Den.
now it's back. I've had this happen probably a half a dozen times in when I've played this so far. I don't know what causes that. I don't know why VoiceOver just stops seeing things. The other thing that I will immediately tell you is when you are doing tutorials in the beginning, those are jank because their overlays, like the background gets dimmed and then it puts the tutorial up. If you touch in the right place, which again is very finicky in some places, it will read the tutorial and then you can double tap to dismiss it. But if you're flicking or exploring, a lot of times you have to find that exact right place because VoiceOver still sees the stuff underneath the tutorial. So it sees the background layer, which is whatever screen you're on, which was a bit frustrating even for me as a low vision user trying to have VoiceOver read it. So there really needs to be like a, if there's a pop-up, it really needs to be a pop-up, and so that it doesn't still show through to the background layer, because that can be very confusing for a screen reader user and even annoying as a low vision VoiceOver user. So again, like I said, there's jank here, but it's promising because the game is still quite fun if you can figure out your way around these, and hopefully updates will address these things. So let's go into that item shop here. On the left side is my inventory.
Aries breath, 15 gold.
So that it tells me 15 gold, that's how much it's worth if I sell it.
Mother's worth, 7 gold.
These are different items that I have. And then down here, it just vibrates. It doesn't have, like, I see the list visually, but it just vibrates, so telling me there's nothing else there. Maybe these other slots could say, if I slide my finger down or if I flick, it could say empty. Having, each one of these other things say empty, empty, empty. But on the right-hand side is the shop. So if I look on above my inventory,
show menu, inventory, 2/8, image.
So 2/8, that's how many things I have in my inventory right now. And to the right of that,
show menu, shop, 307.
I have 307 gold, which is good.
Grapes,
come on.
Grapes, 15 gold.
So grapes.
Healing potion, 30 healing potion, 30 grapes, 15 gold. Leather.
I'm gonna buy a healing potion.
30 gold. Healing potion, 30 gold.
So when I do that, it pops up a dialogue. This is where it pops up here. And this is a dialogue where you don't see the background. Like, you still visually see it there, but VoiceOver does not seem to acknowledge it, which is good, because then I can focus on just this little pop-up here.
Healing potion, image, restores 60 HP. A standard issue healing potion is a commodity in high demand across the Empire, especially on its fringes, where law and order are somewhat relative terms.
Okay, there's your description.
30 gold.
30 gold.
Buy.
Let's buy one. Okay, we bought a healing potion. Let's go to the right again on our right side of the screen, and I'm going to use my Explorer here.
Grapes, 15 gold, leather armor, 2 elemental grimoire, stone roach, 30 oaken tea, 30 gold. Garage,
there's nothing I really want here because I sold some stuff already. I have plate armor, so I don't need leather armor. But that's your store. It's pretty straightforward once you figure it out. Okay, see, it's doing it again. It's doing the vibrating thing on the main menu. I got to turn VoiceOver off. Of course, now that I'm trying to do a video,
VoiceOver off.
It's doing it a lot more frequently, and it could be because I'm mirroring. Maybe it's happening more often because I'm mirroring it to my PC. I don't know. I don't have this problem near as often when I was playing it the other day.
Battle Academy image.
Battle Academy. I don't want to waste so much time in the menus. Like, you guys just, you'll have to explore some of these. But basically, you have tabs across the top for your spells, your skills, and then there's a grid of, I don't know, 4 or 5 across, and then a few rows down of different spells or abilities that you can learn. So you'll have some offensive spells, defensive spells. Same thing with like different types of attacks or special abilities. So you have that.
The Black Anvil image.
The Black Anvil, I'm not going to go there because I don't have any resources really to do much with it.
Grave Concoctions, the arena.
Let's go to the arena so you see a battle.
Black text on a yellow background.
Oh, I already did my arena. Whoopsie. Okay, we'll have to go into a dungeon.
You are done with the arena.
Let's let's go to a dungeon so I can explain some of that. We'll do some battle, and then hopefully we'll be able to complete a day in the dungeon, and then we'll go back to town and see what we can buy and sell and whatever. So I've got one potion. Let's go to the world map. Right now we can really only go to one place.
Mystic Grove.
Mystic Grove is where we need to go. And you're going to this multiple times, and each time you do, in the upper left-hand corner, you're on a different floor. I think I'm on like level 8 or 9 of it right now. So every time you successfully go in, you have an entryway, which you can go back out of if you want to flee, but you're going to lose some gold because of that. There's also an actual exit for the dungeon that you want to find separately as a success state. And then you have all the random encounters and like story events that will happen. Usually you have few of each in there. Let's just... So,
the primordial forest on the southern tip of Little Nook.
On the bottom is where you have the description of your dungeon.
Dungeon level reached. 9 enemies.
Yeah, it's really a little bit more laggy with VoiceOver when I'm mirroring in this game.
Enemy type.
Alright, let's just go in. I don't want to...
Image, black text on a yellow background, and enter dungeon.
Now, here's the part where I think you're going to have a little bit of trouble, because, again, this needs some optimization with VoiceOver. You have a grid, and it reads you the square that you're on. So I'm going to explore by touch.
This is you, image, and illustration.
This is you.
This is you, image, and illustration of a person riding the horse.
So I think that description was for VoiceOver. That VoiceOver just came up with that on its own. But the problem is the grid itself.
Illustrations.
If I flick, it should tell me the coordinates. I see, if you're looking at this visually, you can see where things are. So right now, again, this is a game that I would say it has potential. Definitely keep an eye on it. Maybe write to the developer saying that you are very interested in playing this game. Maybe refer them to this video, because it'll show where there are things that need to be improved. But the battle screen, if you have no usable vision, this is where the game kind of becomes unplayable, which means the game is largely... It's weird because on most of the interface is usable, but when it comes to actual gameplay, it's not quite there yet because it's early. But if I explore by touch, I'm not getting any VoiceOver feedback. That's the downside to this. And you can only move one square at a time. In the upper left-hand corner,
Mystic Grove, level 9. Journal, image, and wheel. Settings, image.
Oh, I thought it told me where did. Let's see.
Mystic Grove, level 9. You are at tile number 8.
Okay, I'm at tile number 8. Let's see. I just want to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this is a 7-wide dungeon. Okay, so then the second row is 8. Okay. So yeah, these coordinates, even though I can flick to them and I can explore by touch to them, VoiceOver says nothing. The only thing that you really can do is explore by touch around the screen until you hear
This is you, image, and
this is you, and then move slightly in whatever direction, up, down, left, or right, and double tap. It's not great, but it's really the only way you can get around this map right now. So I'm going to go up 1, and I'm going to double tap. Oh, and I got an encounter here.
Water elemental, 10
Now your battle screen also needs some work. In the top middle, you have a little portrait of the enemy you're facing.
Water elemental 10/10 image and illustration.
Water elemental 10/10. That's his health.
Actions available.
I can double tap and get some information on him. That reads fine in the pop-up. That's not bad. But when I flick to the right,
combat screen image underwater.
Now it says underwater. I don't know if that's a label. I'm guessing that's like a VoiceOver image recognition thing. It's trying to figure out what it sees. This is where you double tap to do your basic attack. Right now I only have one enemy, so it only has one thing. But as you're going to hear when we get into battles, basically when you hear like nonsense, it could be anything from underwater to forest to just something completely ridiculous, you'll know that you're on one of your attack things, because what happens is the top part is where your enemy portraits are, and then you have columns. If you were playing this without VoiceOver, you flick up toward the enemy right below it, and that's how you attack. If you want to do that with VoiceOver, you can just double tap. So I'm going to flick to the right again.
84/84.
84/84. Again, that needs to be labeled. That's your health, 84 out of 84. So it should say health 84 out of 84.
Image, a silhouette of a person in front of a cross.
I don't know what that is.
10/10.
10 out of 10. That is your morale, I believe.
Spells.
There, and then you have little tabs horizontally. You have spells,
skills, image,
skills,
image and illustration, skills, items,
defend, and run. So basically your flee. And if I were to, let's say, I'm on
Dragon's Breath.
Okay, so I have spells active right now. So again, spells should say active.
Spells, image, and illustration.
See, it just says spells. It should say spells active to let you know that that's the tab that's active. Below that, you have a row of any spells that you currently have equipped. I have an offensive fire spell, and I have a healing spell that I've bought in town. So I have 2 spells. So let's go in the middle of the screen and tap this underwater nonsense and double tap.
4 underwater rocks water.
So now I can touch the top middle.
Water elemental 6/10.
6 out of 10, so I've done some damage. I'll double tap in the middle again.
5 underwater water.
So I did 5 attack. I hit him for 5. So if I touch him again, it should be 1.
Water elemental 1/10.
Yep, 1 out of 10.
Underwater 5 underwater water.
And boom, turns into a gravestone, and I get my victory screen. So if I flick,
gold image experience image gold 2 x 5.
Okay, not very much. And then it shows your inventory and stuff, so you can do that if you want to. If you get an item, if you flick to the right again, it'll show the item that you got. But the very bottom,
continue.
All right, so we're back on our grid. So we're going to explore by touch again.
Retreat dungeon image.
So there's my retreat. There's where I started. I don't want to do that. I'm going to go up 1 because that's where we were.
This is you image.
This is you. I'm going to move a little bit to my right with my finger. It doesn't say anything, but I'm going to double tap. There we go. We moved.
This is you image.
So nothing happened on that square. Move right again. Okay, we got a battle. Now we have 2 enemies. Giant bug and an ether bug. So I'm going to use a spell.
Dragon's Breath. 47 DMG. Dragon's Breath.
I'll double tap that, and then I will tap one of these. This spell, I can basically light 2 enemies on fire, give them burn damage. So now,
Giant bug 5/10.
All right, he only has 5 left. I'm going to double tap here, and he's toast.
Giant bug 0/10 image. A black
So
bug,
0/10.
Be a demonstration. Giant bug.
And then we got, there we go. We're going to go to the right side now. And I'm going to double tap in the right side middle.
7.
I did 7 damage. I'm going to double tap again. Boom.
9.
Killed him.
Victory.
Okay, this one we got an item. So let's flick.
Gold 9. X 20. Large shell.
Okay, large shell. I forget what that does. I think that's something I can sell in town.
Large shell. Inventory slots occupied. Image 3/8.
So there, if I flick, continue flicking, there's my inventory. And sometimes, if you're full, you'll have to go in and like use something or drop something to be able to continue. So let's go continue.
Continue.
Now, because this needs some work, and I gave you kind of a description of the problems, what works, what doesn't, I'm just going to play, and you can listen to the game for a while. And because I want to get out of the dungeon so I can show you 1 or 2 other screens before we wrap up the video. But I'm just going to play kind of as a voiceover and a low vision user. And you'll know, like as you're listening, like if you're totally blind and can't see what's going on, you'll hear where the gaps are. And you'll understand some of it, you won't understand some of it, but let's continue. So we'll move to the right. Nothing there. Move to the right, nothing there. Okay, you hear that whoosh. That means we get an event. What do we get?
An abandoned outpost.
Okay.
You find your way into a small makeshift fortress, awkwardly constructed from wood, uneven stones, and mud. By the looks of it, it was once an outpost of the Imperial Knights, but it seems to be long abandoned. Knights that were once stationed here seem to have fled in some haste, most likely retreating before a hostile Muata tribe. They've left some equipment behind, however, most of it are rusty with age, but it wouldn't hurt to look around. Ellipsis.
Ooh, okay, so now you usually get choices.
Look for a weapon, 60%. Look for armor, 60%. Look for a secret cache, 100%. Image, black text on yellow back. Leave, image, black. Look for a weapon, 60%.
Yeah. I need boots still. I've got a weapon. I could probably find a secondary weapon. Oh god, I kind of want to see what a secret stash?
Look for a secret cache, 100%.
Or a secret cat? Let's do that.
Look for a secret cache, 100%. Image, black text on. Remembering your time as an Imperial Knight, you recognize the familiar layout of the outpost straight away. These makeshift structures may vary from place to place, but the general principles used in their construction are usually the same. Turning a corner, you find yourself in a small, inconspicuous room. Once there, you have little trouble locating a secret cache where the order usually stores items of value. Fine leather boots. Image, a group of black text on a brown surface. Remembering your time as an Imperial Knight, you recognize the familiar layout of the outpost straight away. These makeshift structures may vary from place to place.
Nice. Actually, that is just what I wanted. I get more armor now. So,
image, black text on a glass
that was a wise choice. And when you do the choices, it'll say the choice and it'll give you a percentage of success or failure. Now, on the bottom, I didn't go through this screen. Below the map, you have a couple lines here.
Health, image,
health, and then if I flick on the very left-hand side, you have little buttons for health and morale and stuff like that. But if I flick
76/84.
76/84.
Morale, image,
morale
10/10.
10 out of 10.
Experience, image, and it was 126/600.
Well, okay, so that's 126 out of 600 to the next level.
Gold, image,
and then you have your gold.
288. Night sky. Aries breath, image of Aries breath.
And then you have your inventory. So I'm going to cheat and use my Explore by Touch here, and I'm going to find. Come on.
Morale, image.
Oh, this is being cantankerous. I think it doesn't like mirroring as much. I'm getting a lot more voiceover funny business than I was last night. I think it's something to do with the lag and mirroring. This game is maybe a little processor intensive with voiceover on. Because I had no problem doing this before. Okay. Shoot, I will have to. Well, I'm gonna have to not use my boots until I get back to town because it's not letting me. Let me see if I can.
44.
Well, no, I can. What I'll do is I'll wait till we get to a battle, and then when I beat them, and then I'll do the inventory. So let's just keep going.
Horse, sword.
Okay. Moving down. Now we're going left. We're just going...
Sigil draws forth hostile elementals to impede your progress. Ellipsis.
Alright, hostile elementals. We got a
Fire elemental 10/10.
fire.
Chaos elemental 10/10.
Ooh, I don't think I've seen one of those yet. I don't like that.
10/10.
Let's magic him.
Dragon's breath. Image. Dragon's breath. Image.
And let's zap this guy on the left. And these guys like to block or dodge. Okay, he's dead. I see the gravestone, but I could go up and verify that if I wanted. Let's go to the right.
6. Painting.
Oh, okay, that wasn't so bad. Usually those elementals give me more trouble. So now that we're on this victory screen, I've got experience, I've got gold, but now I can look at my inventory.
Fine leather boots.
Fine leather boots, not just any old leather boot. Fine leather, alright.
Plus 4 HP. A pair of boots made from some of the finest leather available. Drop. Dismiss.
I don't want to drop that.
Leather available to Imperial Tanneries.
Why won't you let me equip? I can't equip on this screen? That's dumb. Usually there's an equip button next to drop. Okay, well, I'll do that later then. But I still have my boots.
Continue. Child.
Let me see if I can get at them now.
Fine leather boots. Image.
Okay, let me do this.
Drop. Equip feet.
There we go.
Equip feet.
Equip, and it says feet because that's the body part. There we go. So now it's reading those bottom things. It was just being stupid earlier. Alright, let's continue our dungeon crawl. Moving left. Geez, another battle.
Ether bug 10/10.
Ether bug. We got one enemy here. I'll just chop him up here.
Water. Seaweed underwater.
So it says water. That's not what it is. It's just...
An illustration of a pink letter on a yellow background. Inventory slots occupied. Seeker worm.
Oh, a seeker worm. I don't know what that is, but I got it. Okay.
Continue. Child.
And there's a lot of squares here. Oh, another event.
The rustle of leaves alerts you to a nearby trespasser. After a few moments of initial panic, you realize it's only a wild boar come to slake its thirst in the nearby stream. It looks like a really fine specimen, promising loads of fresh venison to whoever hunts it down.
I like meat.
Completely oblivious to your presence. Ellipsis. How do you proceed?
Okay.
Head on 60%. Image. Sneaky 70%. Image.
Let's
black
do
text
it.
On a yellow background. Sneaky 70%. Image. Black text on a yellow background. You decide to sneak up on the beast while it's distracted. It proves the right approach as the beast is too focused on quenching its thirst.
I had this encounter before already.
A single powerful blow drops it senseless to the ground, and the bounty is yours for the taking. You won't go hungry tonight. Roasted meat. Image.
Heck yeah.
A frame. Handwriting. You decide to sneak up on the beast.
So when you choose those, you know, it tells you your percentage. You can fail at these too, and then you'll just have to give up. Like I tried to break into a temple one time, and I couldn't get in, so I forgone any rewards that I could have gotten there. Okay, we're back on the map. Let's continue. Geez, another event.
Your path is blocked by a wild, foaming river. Its rapid flow impeding your passage to the other side. You could risk the current and try to swim across, or take.
I had this one earlier too, so some of these do repeat.
Take a toll on your supplies. Ellipsis. Swim across 50%. Image. Take the long way around 60%.
Let's do
60%.
60%.
The trek besides the riverbed is long and arduous, and takes you through some nasty scrapes, many of which take a heavy toll on your supplies. In the end, you find a safe crossing and continue on your journey, spent and exhausted by the unexpected detour. Ellipsis. Minus 31 supplies. Image.
Oh geez, lost a lot of supplies there.
Black text on a glass surface. Leave, child.
How many supplies do I have?
A black and white
I think...
supplies. 7. Vehicle.
Ooh, 7 supplies. That's not good.
Illustrations. Horse, people, sword. Art. Illustrations.
I want to figure out a way to upgrade my supplies so I can have more with me. Okay, another event.
Ward and sigil on your chest suddenly flares with incandescent light, sending spasms of dull pain throughout your body. You barely have the time to get your bearings when a magical portal materializes just a few paces away from your position. Swirling tendrils of blue energy reveal it to be a gateway to the great ethereal sea that connects the arcane realms with the physical world. Preceded by a sharp smell of ether, a couple of elementals come through the portal, drawn by the sigil and its alluring
Oh,
magic,
goody.
and rush towards
We
you.
get a battle.
Health, image, and illustration of a black ward and sigil on your chest suddenly flares with
Okay.
incandescent Ward and sigil on your water elemental 10/10.
Alright, let me do our spell. We got 2 water elementals up there. And we're going to attack this guy.
Aquarium, water.
And we're going to attack him again.
Aquarium, water. Water elemental 3/10.
Okay, this left guy's almost dead.
Aquarium, water,
He's dead. So again,
water,
so it keeps saying water. That's I'm on the attack part of the screen.
water, water.
It should say, like, what it should say, it should link to the portrait above, and it should say, like, attack water elemental, attack thief, attack whatever column you're attacking. That's what it should do. But again, that needs work. Okay, so we beat them. We got golden experience, no items. I'm just, again, visually looking quick to, because this is going to be a long video, but you'll see.
Outdoor.
Okay, we're going to be out of supplies soon. Let's keep on trucking. I'm just uncovering these squares. I would like to find the exit instead of relying on backing out and losing some gold. I don't know how much gold I'll lose, but gold is hard to come by, especially in the beginning. So I really don't want to lose that if I don't want to. Okay, the guy on the left is dead. These are some bugs. Okay, wow, I toasted those guys.
Blood moss.
And I got some blood moss for my trouble. Wonderful.
Continue.
Alright, let's move on. Yeah, it's navigating this dungeon, the dungeon grid, that is the major bummer for VoiceOver. Like everything else, like the battle screen, yes, it's not labeled. As long as you know that you're looking for gibberish, you kind of can figure it out if you explore by touch. But there is literally hardly any feedback on this. Okay, we got more enemies. Fey Watcher. Alright, let's do some magic. And then we're gonna... These guys usually don't put up too much of a fight. I'm not really looking at I'm keeping kind of an eye on my health, but... Okay, so we got that. So again, we really just need more feedback. Oh, Jesus criminy, more elementals. Yeah, we're getting a lot of experience. I would like to find the exit. See, now it says painting. It doesn't say water. Painting. So, if as long as it doesn't say like a creature or something, it's just something just totally unrelated right now, and you're in the middle of the screen somewhere, like vertically, you're in the attack area.
Victory.
Alright, victory. We got more XP and more gold.
Continue.
Okay, we're going down. We've got about half, maybe a little over, of the dungeon. We're just gonna keep on moving. Again, you're not hearing VoiceOver say anything, which is a real bummer. Okay, you know what? I don't want to exit, but yes, we're going to.
Dismiss. Search for the key.
Oh, I don't have the key yet. Shnikes. Okay. Well, we found the exit, but sometimes, yeah, you need a key, and that will be on one of these squares. I hope it's not too far away, because like I said, there's a couple things I want to show you before we wrap up. Okay, one enemy. We get a thug.
5.
Okay, 5. That's not bad.
5. Plant.
5. Okay, do another 5. Okay, yep. 5. He's dead.
Victory.
Yay, victorious.
Continue.
And even when you've explored squares, like when you're trying to return to the exit, you can be ambushed, so that's a thing. Give me the damn key. Sometimes you'll find gold on one of these squares. Okay, we got 2 thugs.
Dragon's breath.
Let's Dragon's Breath these fools.
5.
Okay, 5. There we go. Ooh, my health is getting a little low. Let me use a potion.
Items, image, and illustration. Items, image,
Items.
healing potion, image, and healing potion.
Healing
image,
potion.
Image, and illustration.
Chazing, we almost have full health now. Okay,
6.
that guy's dead. Fight the guy on the right.
6. Lava.
And 6s are the damage. So that's what this time the attack thing said lava. So you see how it's not connecting the attack thing to the enemy that you're fighting. It should say attack thug, attack whatever. Okay, so we got our XP. Give me the damn key. I like the music though. Like there's all kinds of different music tracks for battle, for town, for the arena, just all kinds of... It's really cool. Okay, come on, you gotta give me the key here. We're almost explored the whole thing, too. Oh, 3 of them. Okay, we got some Goblin Warriors, 3 of them. Let's go back to... Okay, Dragon's Breath, let's use that. Let's annihilate this guy. So, now the battle says... Adult outdoor. I don't know where it gets adult, but the description, it's just giving me gibberish. Outdoor painting. That makes sense. It looks like an outdoor scene. Okay, that guy's dead. Wow, actually, I'm creaming this guy pretty good. So this shouldn't be too much of a problem. Night sky. Yeah, I mean, if they would, like I said, if they would just do the labels and fix some of these issues, this would be a really fantastic and pretty deep mobile RPG.
Merchant Charter.
Merchant Charter. Ooh. I wonder what that is. That's like some sort of document that might be helpful. Alright, where the hell is the key? Well, we only have 2 unexplored tiles left, so it's got to be on one of them. Really? You're shitting me.
This is you, image.
I got the key on the very last tile I unlocked, right next to the diagonal. Okay, we got 2 enemies here. Let's annihilate these fools. Actually, let's heal a little bit. And then I'll take this guy. Because I used my healing spell. Okay, this I'm only doing 3 damage. I don't like that. How much health does he have?
Goblin Warrior, 4/10.
Okay, 4 out of 10.
3 painting.
Shit. Okay, that guy's dead. I'm gonna do...
Dragon's Breath, image of Dragon's Breath, painting.
Hopefully that does... Oh. No, I do this, you stooge.
6 painting.
Okay, there we go. 6, that'll do some good damage. Because my health is getting a wee bit on the low side here.
4 painting.
Okay, we beat him.
Victory.
Alright, we got experience, we got gold.
Continue.
And we can now exit because we have the key.
Dungeon is unlock it and leave. Not yet.
Unlock it and leave. Huzzah!
Child.
Well, unintentionally, we did get every tile on this floor, so that was a very successful dungeon run. I have gotten my butt whooped on occasion on these. So we got enemies killed.
22.
22, nice.
15. Its reward, 25.
Okay.
Continue.
So I really want to show you really quick the character. So on the top here, on the top half, you have
items.
You have items, stats, abilities, and perks. Every 4 levels you get a new perk, so that's cool. But those are tabs. But we're on items now. And so my weapon, I'm using a broadsword.
Offhand, not equipped.
I don't have anything in my offhand right now.
Hands, adept gloves, image.
I've got my gloves for my hands. Okay, I got some charisma ring on my... Got my knight helmet. Iron plate. And that was on me to begin with. So... And then the bottom half is where you have your inventory items, which is almost pretty full, so I get to sell some stuff. Now, if you are wanting to sell, like, let's say, like, oh, maybe there's some better armor, and I want to sell the armor that I have, you have to first go into your character, unequip the armor that you're wearing, so it goes into your inventory, and then you can go back into the shop and sell it, because it won't let you sell currently equipped items, which I think is a good thing because then you don't accidentally sell something that you're wearing. So just be aware that you have to unequip something before you can sell it. Because I did that earlier. I had I had a earlier axe, but I wanted a better weapon, and I needed to sell that axe to have enough money to get this broadsword. So I unequipped it, went in and sold it, and then I was able to get my updated weapon. So that is, like I said, there are some issues for sure, especially I would argue that despite, I would say 80% of this game being pretty good, despite some jank, the real killer that kind of negates all of that right now is the battle, the map. When you're in the dungeon grid, those coordinates really need to have they need to label what square you are explored by touching or flicking to so that you know what's there. And if there's nothing there, just say empty or explored. That really needs to happen because everything else, like, yes, there's some jank, but I was able to really figure everything out eventually with VoiceOver, and I don't care, you can go away, Mr. Notification, whatever. But yeah, it's a real shame. I really, really hope that there's an update soon that updates especially the dungeon grid. So I will share this, on Twitter, of course, and, like I said, if you chat with the developers, feel free to point them to this video, because it shows you a good amount of the different screens, what works, what doesn't. And there's certain things where if you fix it in one area, look at your other screens and you'll find similar things, like not clearly labeled buttons. Again, some of like the gold and stuff that you receive, the tabs, you don't know which one is highlighted, just having that one extra word. The game is very promising if you're into like your mobile turn-based RPG, and I like the fact that it's not just battle. I like the fact that you've got a little bit of your choose your own adventure, D&D, like what do you do type of scenarios in the dungeon. And sometimes you'll go back to the town and you'll have some event happen, like, oh, some enemy or some people went on strike because they were mad at the wages, so a certain shop is closed, or the arena got too damaged from battles, so they had to close it for a day. And every time you come back here... Oh, we're doing this again. Okay, let me turn VoiceOver off. I swear it didn't do this as much the other day, but it hates mirroring for some reason. So above all of your shops and stuff, there's a collect wages, and then you get... So I get 37 gold per day now. I started out only getting 30, but doing different things, I earn more money. So now I've collected more gold, and let's end with an arena battle. I'll show you the arena, because I should be able to do that now. Oh, no matches today. Okay, I guess you're not going to see the arena. So sometimes they don't have matches, but sometimes they do. But you'll have usually 2 to 4 different battles, and they say right out in the tutorial, these, even though there may be similar enemies to what you've encountered in the dungeon, they're a little bit higher level. They're a little bit harder. And I've gotten spanked in the dungeon pretty good. So this has been a long video. It's had definitely some ups and downs, some really cool parts as far as like a lot of depth in the game, but there definitely needs to be some work done on VoiceOver accessibility. Nevertheless, I hope that future upgrades address a lot of these soon, because this does have the potential to be a pretty darn good mobile RPG. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you did. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79, twitch.tv/illegally-cited, illegally-cited.com, and right here on YouTube. So until next time, chat with everyone again later.